I'm in the process of selecting a heat pump for my house, and I did a lot of reading on the topic, so I wrote an article about it. I'll leave a link in the description. I wanted to share my learnings thus far. So the main two heat pump types I'm going to cover here are the air source heat pumps and the ground source heat pumps. So the air source heat pumps transfer energy from the air into water, which can then be circulated in your underfloor heating or your hot water radiators to heat the house. You can also heat hot water with it. The ground source heat pumps do the same, but they transfer it from the ground to the water. So what these devices look like, here's a diagram of air source heat pump on the side of the house. This is a split unit which has this indoor unit with the hot water tank, and the outside unit pushes the air through the device and transfers the heat into a liquid, which then is transferred into the hot water tank inside the house, from which the hot water is then spread to the radiators or the underfloor heating. With ground source heat pump, you don't have an outside unit at all. You either have a hole drilled into the ground where you have the liquid circulating to transfer the heat from the ground to the liquid and then into the hot water tank in the indoor unit, or then you have loops in the ground. You need a large area of ground where you do the heat transfer instead of drilling a hole in the ground. So the potential savings in energy cost you can get with these devices for the ground source heat pumps in a typical house, that could be from 60 to 80% in annual heat costs, and for the air source heat pumps it might be from 50 to 60%. But this doesn't mean automatically that the ground source heat pump is better, because also the investment cost is higher. For the ground source heat pump, it can be from 15,000 to 25,000, and for the air source heat pumps from 8 to 15,000 euros. Well, these prices are in Scandinavia, most likely similar in other parts of Europe or in the US. There are also incentives by the government, some grants or tax reductions. In Scandinavia, they seem to be around 2,000 to 6,000 euros. Heat pumps are not suitable for all houses, so the kind of main requirement for installing an air-to-water or ground source heat pump is that you either need underfloor heating or hot water radiators in the house. You could install that as a part of the installation, but that of course pushes the price up quite a lot. Also, for the investment to make sense, if it's a really small house, very well insulated, newly built, it's the energy demand might be quite low, so it might not make sense to invest in a heat pump. Also, the insulation level needs to be sufficient that you don't have a super drafty house, that the heat actually stays in the house, that the heat pump will be able to work. The ground source heat pumps also have that additional requirement of that ground loop, so you either need a permission to drill that well for the heat loops, or then you need a large area of ground to bury those pipes or the loops for that ground source heat pump. For me, the reason for changing the heat system is that I currently have an oil heating system, and the energy costs are it uses around 1,600 liters of oil annually. Here in Finland, the winters are cold, so the energy demand is quite high. And now with the government incentives, it kind of makes a lot of sense to change away from the oil heating. And I'm considering these two options: the ground source heat pump or the air source heat pump. So here I have 6 criteria which you can kind of use as a rule of thumb to guide you in looking in at air source heat pumps or ground source heat pumps. So one is the house size. The bigger the house, the higher the energy demand usually is, and the more likely it is that the ground source heat pump makes more sense. Of course, there are other considerations which you need to take into account, which affect the energy demand. The second criteria here is house age and the insulation level. So older the house is, usually the insulation is worse, since the regulations for insulation thickness have increased for newer built houses. So the more energy is demanded, the more likely it is that the ground source heat pump makes more economical sense. The third criteria is the house location. So the further north the house is, the more likely it is that the ground source heat pump is more efficient. One reason here is that the more north you go, the colder the winters are, and the air source heat pumps stop working at minus 25 degrees Celsius, and anyhow, the colder the outdoor temperatures get, the less efficient that air source heat pump will become. The ground temperatures remain pretty similar throughout the year, so that's more efficient during the winters. One criteria is the required water temperature. So if you need very hot water circulating in the radiators, like if you have like single leaf radiators, it's more likely that the ground source heat pump makes more sense. Without underfloor heating, you can have a lower circulating temperature of the water, and the lower the water temperature is, the more efficient the heat pump. Also, the criteria number 5, the incentives can turn to advantage. So at least in Finland, the government grants or tax credits are a bit larger for the larger investment. The ground source heat pump is the larger investment, and since it gets a larger incentive, it narrows down the difference in investment cost. The criteria number 6 is the house value, which is increased due to the central heating investment. So an oil heating system in the house would not be very attractive for potential house buyers, and the ground source heat pump, that's the kind of most desired option of heating for houses. It has the lowest operating cost, so that's the thing which would bump the house value the most. I hope the selection criteria were helpful to you. If they were, if you got value out of the video, please give it a thumbs up, and also consider subscribing for future heating related topics. I will be covering the journey of doing this heat pump investment and installation, and then the usage in future videos. So hope to see you in the next one.